Howdy there guys, Connor of CNT Mining. In today's video we're exploring the Illinois River Valley on a friend's claim, doing a 5-day trip out there, so hopefully y'all enjoy and hopefully we'll get some more content out to you guys over the summer as we get into our hard rock mines and start getting a little more work done. This is the deposit we're working. Now prior I came out here and I did some sampling. Initially I just scratched the bedrock there, and then I did a little test hole here. Now this is paying at close to 50 to 100 color per pan, so I've come back with some very basic tools, a small shovel, a bucket, some sandbags, and a pick, and a sluice. Now, coming down right over here, I can see I'm on bedrock still, and I've got a nice bench of material. So I can see that this is that old channel material that I've been after. It's got that orange color to it. It's very specific to this area. And it extends over here under a small, partially broken up dead tree. So we're going to go ahead and sample this out and see what it has. And with any luck, it'll connect to the deposit right up above us, and we'll have a large area of material. Almost immediately I can see that there is a ton of very fine gold. Now this is really hard to pick up with the camera, but there are colors all over and some of it is almost microscopic. But that's a good indicator that there's going to be some good gold on that bedrock down below. So now we have probably 30 some odd colors here. Some of them the camera isn't really picking up. So that's what this sample pan shows. I'll show you where I took that from. This is the spot I took the sample pan from. So I got a nice boulder there, going right up into the area I'd like to be working. So we're going to go ahead and start clearing off overburden and prepping the site for removal. Now we're going to do 6 sandbags at a time and then 1 5-gallon bucket, giving us close to, I don't know, 30 gallons, 40 gallons per run. I'll do the math on that here in a little bit. Alright, so you see all this loose rock on top? I've moved part of it. I got that boulder right there, center of the screen moved. I'll have that boulder next to the bucket next. Now I'm just going to keep scraping off overburden, and hopefully that deposit continues up into right in here. As you can see, the plan changed a little bit. I'm taking a wider swath. Bedrock is a little more shallow than I thought. Seems like there are some spots, like right where the pick is, it gets deeper. I get a nice little bowl of material. Now, I know this bedrock holds lots of gold, lots of fine gold and coarser gold. It's serpentine, breaks up into little tiny pieces. So we're going to move all this material from the edge of the cut all the way down, have a collection point right in here where we move that big boulder. I got a flat spot here. Now I'm going to put down a piece of vapor barrier. I'm going to classify dry onto it, and we're going to do a big production run. I'm trying to hit high volume and high numbers. I'm not looking for every tiny little speck of gold because I know it's here. I want volume. I ain't going to have too many opportunities to work this deposit, so I just want to knock it out and just get as much as I possibly can with the hopes of finding coarser pieces as well. There you can see you got the pile of pay here. I'm going to start processing. Got the Viz Queen we're going to throw it on. Apologize about the crappy camera quality here, but yep, and see all that exposed bedrock. I'll have to vacuum that up here after a bit. Let's get to it. Well, Tell you what, this mining thing sure is labor of love, and it takes a lot of work. Sometimes you just gotta enjoy yourself an adult beverage and sit by the river, because if it's a vacation, you gotta enjoy it like vacation. A little backstory. It's here sluice box. This is my dad's sluice box. Now, him and I didn't get along very well, and well, it's being Father's Day weekend yesterday, and I figured I'd come put it to use. It's the first time I've ever used it, and he wasn't a very good gold miner, but he still tried. So in his honor, this first run is for him. And yeah. So we're gonna go ahead and get this material ran. I got 6 bags and half a bucket, and well, hopefully we get some gold. Get the sluice all set up and get her running. Now, to be honest, that probably ain't set up to the best of my ability, but right now I ain't too worried about it. Y'all can judge and say what you want and throw your tips and advice out there. I do alright. I always appreciate the comments. Just see how this first scoop runs. Yeah, I reckon it's running a little heavy to this side. Yeah, you can see I don't got much material built up on the other side. Yeah, I'll adjust it here in a minute. Anywho, good stuff. This is the take from yesterday of my first times going through the cons. So not bad. Quite a bit of very fine gold in there. And I know this is probably 75% of the cleanup. So hopefully there'll be a little more at the end of the video. You can see I got the vac out here. Works great for just cleaning up the top of that bedrock. It's hard to get otherwise. And you can see I've fractured it all over the place, trying to get the majority of what I could. But this seems to work pretty good. For our purposes, you can see that bedrock is pretty well cleaned up. I've got 1 sack of high-grade material. So we're going to go ahead and run just this single sack through the sluice and see what we come up with. Hopefully some pickers. So you can see here I'm at the edge of a big bedrock outcropping, and this stone has been here a long time. Apparently somebody's left their trash here. But I can see there's a nice deep spot right here where that gravel really looks like it's locked in there. Bedrock ain't far down. I also like the fact that there's this big rock here. And so I imagine all of that gold is going to be dropping out here. That's what I hope. So we're going to go ahead and sample in hopes of finding a new deposit for tomorrow. It's about 5 o'clock tonight. I cleaned up my other deposit. Now it's time to keep moving on. I'll show you the gold from the deposit we just finished up, and hopefully we find ourselves some good gold in here. Here's our total from that deposit. It's hard to capture just how much is there. I've got gold going down into the black sands all over the place that ring around the pan. But pretty good take. This is what we had from our recoverables. This is what I consider unrecoverable. It'll have to go through a process to get the gold out of that. So I'll have that here at the end of the video as well. Alright, so after about, I don't know, 2 hours worth of hunting, I finally got a spot that's producing good pans. This is 1 pan from the new spot on bedrock. So we're going to go ahead and run 2 bags and see what we can come up with. Awesome. Here's what it looks like. Just with the soil being undisturbed. There's a big rock covered in moss. Come over here to the hole that I started. I cleaned up right around where the pick is, and now I'm working this way. I'm gonna go ahead and remove the overburden from right here as well. And we're just gonna go ahead and keep working out this hole. You can see the bare bedrock down there. You can see that it's creating some crevices. This seems to be a low spot where there is quite a bit of gold. And I'd seen this crevice going up. So this seems like kind of a flattish spot. I'm gonna keep working it out and see what we get. Threw some bigger rock down that way. Super awesome ground. Let's grab our next 3 to 6 bags and see what we come up with. Kind of hard to show it in this light, but we got into some pretty good gold. Now that's what 4 buckets produced. So, and that's just a rough pan out of the concentrates. I know there's more in there. We'll recover that later. We're gonna go ahead and get back to the hole and start scraping that bedrock. Got Anthony out here.
How are you now?
Gonna work on some bedrock crevices right here. Real thankful to my buddy for letting me come out to his claim and do a little sampling and exploring. Yeah. Got Anthony working one side of a crevice over here. I'm gonna meet him in the middle. I'm gonna start working this side myself. I found a nice little flaky chunk, so I'll see what we can come up with together.